Head on over to www.sentinmo.com for all your merchandise needs. Shot glasses, aprons, t-shirts, tumblers, whatever you need for the home, whatever you need for the business, whatever you need for your channel. Be sure to use that promo code TV Nation for 20% off your order.
What's up, T&V fam? Welcome back to T&V Nation. It's your girl, Tawana.
And your boy, Vaughn, and we are back with another video.
Yes.
It is Mental Health Monday, y'all. So we coming at you with another topic. But first, we're going to eat a little bit.
Yep.
And we got real simple meal today. We got beans and rice.
Mm-hmm.
The queen got some salad. We got some avocado.
Mm-hmm.
And I got me a few tortillas over here on the side.
We're going to get it in. And we got some Grace hot pepper sauce. Y'all know we like the Grace sauce. Put a little Grace on there. We have turkey sausage in the beans.
Turkey sausage in the beans.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And I got some spinach. I already said that. I have a little garlic dressing on the spinach.
Y'all picked up
Sometimes
this Grace
I eat it with nothing, but I know that Grace is good. If y'all picked it up, y'all know it's good, huh? Oh, so you put the avocado on the tortilla and then just bite that?
It's like an avocado taco.
This is so good. I love beans and rice.
Good, nice and simple.
Not too bad on the belly.
Do we ask y'all what y'all eating?
Not yet. We've been too busy focusing on our own food. What y'all eating over there? I know y'all eating something good today. Y'all always eating something good.
Always.
All the time, honey. This is delicious, y'all. I grew up eating beans and rice. You from Louisiana? Y'all know we eat the red beans and rice. We would eat red beans and rice almost every Monday. That's like a Louisiana tradition for some reason. If you've been in Louisiana schools, then you know on Mondays you have red beans and rice. Probably in your house, on Mondays you have red beans and rice. So with my kids, I cook red beans and rice typically on Sundays because it takes a while. It's an easy meal to cook, but it's time consuming. So I couldn't come home on a Monday and cook a pot of red beans. Couldn't do that. I didn't have the time. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so she was able to do it. But if you were pressed for time and all you had was the evenings after work, we couldn't do no red beans and rice on a Monday.
No.
No. So it was always a Sunday meal for me. Once I had my own family. But guess what? It's Monday and we got red beans and rice.
I was introduced to red beans and rice in Louisiana too, in college. In the campus cafeteria, red beans and rice.
Did y'all have it on Mondays or any day?
Probably on Monday. I didn't notice though. It's like when you're not used to that, you're like, oh, you don't associate it with the day.
Exactly.
And they didn't serve it every Monday, so we wouldn't have associated it. Those of us who weren't from Louisiana wouldn't have realized this is a Monday thing.
Yeah, I think we didn't have it every Monday. I think we did skip some Mondays, but most Mondays we had it. I don't know why. It was something about just starting the week with that meal.
There's probably some history behind that.
And usually there's a lot of it, so there's a high probability that you're going to have leftovers because you got a big old pot of food. So, you know, you might be eating on it for a couple of days. Start the week off not having to cook every single day. You probably could eat it on Monday and then Tuesday as well. The spinach is so good. I love it.
It's good.
I love spinach.
You eating avocado?
I don't eat any avocado. Might eat some.
Oh, well, let me put a little more on my.
Yeah, you can eat as much as you want. How y'all doing over there? Y'all doing okay? I hope y'all mental health is good on this Mental Health Monday. If it's not, it's okay too. Y'all know what to do.
So, we got Tropical Storm Beta
Yes.
threatening to come through.
We already have rain bands coming in. It's been raining most of the day. It's going to rain tomorrow. But the actual tropical storm is not supposed to make landfall until late Monday night, early Tuesday, which I hate it when storms come in at that time because it's scary to me. It's like the middle of the night. It's dark. You hear all this commotion outside with rain and wind. It's scary. I'd rather no storm, but if we're gonna have a tropical storm or a hurricane, I'd much rather it during the day. Some people prefer at night because somehow they can sleep it off. I can't sleep during a storm like that. So, yeah.
So speaking of mental health and storms, I don't remember if that was you or my mom that said that this was anxiety, but I always associate overnight storms. So I grew up some of y'all might know, I grew up in Alabama. We got tornadoes, not hurricanes, up in central Alabama where I'm from. So yeah, there was many a night where we had, it was tornado watches and warnings, and then you wake up hearing all this wind and stuff.
Ooh, scary.
And what I would wake up to was I would hear my mom and grandma walking around and talking and stuff because people start calling. Y'all okay out there? We heard it was in that area, or people just letting them know that they were okay. So I would wake up to hear them walking around and talking. Then once I woke up, I realized the electricity was out, saw the lights were out. By then they would have lit candles, or I would have to go get candles. And since the electricity was out, they would have a battery powered radio on, listening to the news. And so it was kind of exciting. I think it was my mom that said, she said, "Oh, you had anxiety then."
You did.
She felt like that was, my excitement is actually anxiety. But I don't know. Because I don't remember being scared or nervous or anything. It was just...
I was just about to ask you that if you felt scared or nervous or worried.
It was kind of cool to me, to be... I know this sounds crazy. To be in the dark, walking around with candles, and to hear all the excitement of the adults trying to keep each other up to date and find out what's going on and where is it.
Ooh.
Where is the storm?
Tornadoes are scary because you don't know when they're coming. You can't really prepare for them.
Oh, I know why she said it was anxiety. Because now, when I hear that there's going to be a storm coming through here, or if I hear there's a tornado warning for our area, I'll go outside.
What?
I'm like, I want to see it when it comes. If it's coming this way,
really, nigga?
I don't want to find out by the windows being blown out or something like that. I want to see it when it's coming.
So you see it and then hurry up and come inside or something?
I would come inside and tell y'all, everybody in the bathroom.
Is that what y'all did? Did y'all ever have one that came?
We had one that hit the neighborhood on one side of us, bounced over our entire neighborhood, and hit the neighborhood on the other side of us. That's the closest call we had.
Wow. Sounds really scary.
And during Harvey, y'all, she remember, we both
Harvey was so scary.
During Harvey, there was one day during Harvey where there was y'all know the alerts you get on your phone? There was an alert literally every 5 to 15 minutes. Tornado warning in your area.
Y'all, Houston was underwater. Y'all probably saw it in the media on Instagram. It was the scariest thing ever. Luckily, we didn't have, neither one of us, we weren't married at the time. I didn't have flooding at my home. I had water damage, but I didn't have flooding. The roof or something was leaking. And you didn't have any problems, huh? Scary stuff, y'all. Scary stuff. I'm telling you. Be safe if you are in one of the potential affected areas of this storm, because we all know just because it's not classified as a hurricane doesn't mean it's not a dangerous storm.
Right.
Because some of the most dangerous storms that I've experienced in my lifetime have been tropical storms and not named hurricanes. Yeah, tropical storm Allison comes to mind. That was the first time I saw flooding like that in Baton Rouge. It was, oh my goodness, it was a lake. It was scary. My car got flooded out. Total loss.
Isn't it amazing how that kind of stuff happens?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, we be watching in tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane, all the different levels, and then all the categories.
Yeah, the category.
So it's almost like we think, well, it's just a category 2, it ain't gonna be that bad. But a tropical storm is lower than a category 2 hurricane.
But can still do more damage, especially as far as flooding goes. The category really is related to the wind speed. So yeah, wind can do a lot of damage, but most deaths, loss of life and property in hurricanes comes from flooding. So you can have a tropical storm that has a greater storm surge, more rain, and less wind, and then you can have a category 3 hurricane that has really strong wind that can do damage, but maybe it's moving faster and it's not sitting, and so you don't get as much rain. Because that's the thing, Harvey sat on us for like 24 hours. This storm Beta is predicted to sit for 24 hours. So, we'll see. But those are the storms that can really cause a lot of flooding. And people just have to be prepared and try and stay safe.
So let's get into this topic, y'all. We wanted to talk about how these kids are dealing with being in quarantine all this time. And not literally quarantine, but y'all know. Dealing with all the restrictions. I mean, picture this. So back in mid-March, here's what we experienced through the eyes of our kids. Back in mid-March, we got a notice. And them sitting in class, we're told, everybody's going home. Because of this pandemic, basically go home until further notice. Until we figure this out. And I'm sure it felt like, this is a temporary thing. This is all going to blow over. We'll be back in school. Then the news started coming back, though. Schools are going to remain closed for another 2 weeks until we figure this out. You know what? Schools are not opening back up. Everybody's going to, do their education virtually. And you got all these schools scrambling to figure out how they're going to do that. And kids trying to figure out, how does this work? Like, what are we doing? And I don't want to do this. I want to go back to school. It is now 6 months later. They basically didn't have a summer. Because travel restrictions,
Spring break either.
Yeah.
They lost spring and summer.
And everybody who was a senior, whether it was high school or college, a whole lot of stuff they didn't get. Some of them didn't get, their graduations were messed up. For the high schoolers, prom was messed up.
Yeah.
Any plans for summer vacations, or hanging out with friends, whatever plans they might have made for the summer, either wiped out, canceled, or grossly modified. And then all the anxiety leading up to, well, what is school going to look like in the fall? Some of those seniors, high school seniors who went through this, are now entering freshmen. And they're like, so I didn't have a graduation. I didn't get to do prom. I didn't get to do senior skip day. None of that. Now I'm going into my very first year of college. And what the hell? Like, this ain't how I pictured this. And then, of course, you got all the kids underneath that dealing with learning virtually, being away from their friends, not being able to see their friends in many cases over the summer. It's stressful, y'all. These kids are stressed out.
Yeah.
It's, that's high school and under. Like, those are the years where you form those friendships, where it's like for us going to work. They go to school. That's where they spend most of their day, Monday through Friday. But that was like snatched away from them. And even though it was all in the name of safety, they were still impacted by it. So what's it like not being able to see the people you want to hang out with the most at that age is your friends?
Yeah.
Especially the teenagers. They don't want to be up under their parents. They want to see their friends. They don't want to be with their siblings. They want to see their friends.
And you know what? At first, it was fun. They were excited. Oh, we get to go home. We're not gonna have school for who knows how long, right? They're all excited because they like seeing their friends at school, but middle schoolers, high schoolers, they'd rather be at home if they can, right? But only if it's temporary.
Right.
They're thinking, oh, we're gonna have a week off. We might even have 2 weeks off. Okay, it turned into a month. Okay, we got a month. But I think I'm ready to go back to school. So yeah, it's like even for us adults, we felt the same way, right? We were excited. Oh, we're gonna get to work from home. That's exciting. I get to sleep longer. I don't have to get up and get dressed.
I ain't gotta put them clothes on.
Exactly. And after a while, it wasn't so fun anymore. So these kids, if adults are affected by it, imagine how the kids must feel. And talk to your kids, because kids, they're not always very open about their feelings. They don't even sometimes know how to identify with their feelings, so you might have to help them along. But normalcy for them has been totally stripped away, and that's a huge adjustment. In fact, I've seen such a huge increase in folks getting diagnosed with adjustment disorders because it's such a difficult time to adjust from life looking one way the next day, looking one way one day, and then completely different the next day. And then for the unforeseeable future, who knows what it's going to be. And that's hard, for children, because they get used to that structure. They need that stability. Like you were saying, like those social interactions are so important for them at that age.
Sports.
Yeah, sports. Yes, cheer, dance, all athletics, clubs. And they lost all of that. And not only that, they lost that, coupled with some fear, some anxiety, and worrying about this. What is this going to do? Am I going to catch are any of my loved ones going to catch this? How is this going to affect my family? So I think it's been really, really hard on kids. So talk to your kids and ask them how they're feeling, and just let them process it out. And if they're really struggling, give them some help. Maybe they can go and talk to someone. I think it'd be good for someone to start like a kids support group. So that kids can have a safe place where they can talk amongst each other. Because it's one thing to go and talk to a therapist or maybe someone at your church or whatever who's an adult, but to be able to talk about your feelings about these changes with your peers, can be really effective.
And in terms of the impact, we didn't even get into the kids who school was like their only safe zone. These kids who have been stuck at home in toxic family environments, whether it be because somebody's addicted to something, or there's abuse, constant fighting between the parents, just all kinds of chaos and stuff. Y'all know stuff that goes on in families. And now these kids are stuck. They can't even get away from that. They used to be able to get away from that by going to school. And if there was any sign of abuse on the child, maybe somebody at the school would have picked it up. Now they just stuck at home with it, with nobody to see what's going on. So we ain't even get into all that. That's a whole other video.
And also, these kids are maybe feeling kind of isolated. So, do things with your kids, like plan activities to spend time with them, get them out of the house, and just try to incorporate like some moments of joy and fun into their day. That's helpful too.
Have fun with their PE class. If their PE is not structured, and their PE just becomes time to go lay back in the bed or whatever, or fill out this paper and turn it in next time. Everybody go outside. Make that, if you can, if your job allows it and you're working from home too, or you already work from home, or you are a stay-at-home parent or whatever, make that your break time and y'all go outside and do something together or exercise together or something, What y'all think?
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. Drop a comment, and if you have kids who are at home, how are they doing and what are their thoughts about it? Were they hoping, if they're not back in person at school, what are their feelings about that?
If they are back in school and in person, how's it going?
Yeah. How's that going?
How are they dealing with it and how are y'all dealing with it? We're going to close it out. Y'all make sure you give us that thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We already told you, asked you to comment. Share this video too. Feel free to share it so other people can see it.
Yeah.
Let other folks know about T&V Nation. All right? We'll see y'all in the next one. T&V Nation out.
Bye.